Hello, I'm Guelda Redman, and this is the Elevating Women in Business podcast, where we talk to women entrepreneurs and business owners and learn their incredible and unique strategies to finding success. Hello, I'm Guelda Redman. I'm the founder of the BC Women's Business Network and the host of Elevating Women in Business. So for this very first episode, I just wanted to introduce myself and give you a little bit of a background as to what our group is about and why I'm starting a podcast about women in business. I've been holding the networking group since January of 2017, and it has definitely grown over time. And when I started it, it was because of a need that I had to have a networking group that resonated with me, and also one where I felt like I was actually making connections. So what happened was that as I was inviting women to this networking group, some were coming and they would be very nervous at first, very intimidated. And over time, I just watched these women blossom and started to realize that women network differently than men do. We're all about relationships. We're all about growing relationships, building strong community, and helping each other. We have a strong, nurturing part to us that as women, we just have this need to kind of reach out and help. And it's hard for us often to ask for help. So what this group has ended up doing is providing a very safe and inclusive space for women to get together. We share who we are. We share our businesses. We get to know each other. We build a very tight-knit community. Through that community, referral partners, collaborations, and really strong friendships are built. And what I want to do out of that is really highlight and encourage and spotlight some of the women in our community that are finding success on their own terms. I want to hear their voice. I want their voice to be heard. I want them to explain what they need from the rest of the group. This is part of us not being able to, or not feeling comfortable asking for help. This community is a safe space where we can ask for support and encouragement from each other. It's given freely. It's actually an amazing space. So our group has grown to 9 chapters. We cover all of BC in our online community, and we hope to at one point cover all of BC with in-person meetings. But for each community, we need a leader to come forward and say that they would like to facilitate the meetings, even if it's just get it started and then see who comes out, and maybe somebody else would take it on. But definitely, we need someone who can sort of hit the ground running in their own communities. They are the face of that chapter, which means that the community that they're building is really going to be based on who they are as a person. And that's one of the very unique things I think about our group, is that our chapter leaders are fairly autonomous. We have an overall overarching kind of theme with our group, that we are always welcoming and supportive and positive. But at the same time, each chapter leader can do things a little bit differently, depending on what their community is like and what their community needs. And we recognize that I'm not at every meeting. I'm not the center of every community. And so as a chapter leader, they are the one making those decisions. And as chapter leaders, as leaders within this group, we get together once a month and we can talk about, what's working, what's not working, give each other ideas, encourage each other, and support each other as well in our endeavor to grow the community to meet a larger group of women. We try to keep our meetings fairly small. Maximum we would have is 15. And for some people, they probably think, well, I'm not meeting that many women then. But the difference is that when you get over 15 women, even at 15, it can be quite a lot of people to connect with at any one time. So I love our meetings that end up just being 6 people, because the connections that are built and the in-depth conversations that you can have are just deeper and more rich. So 15 is our limit. And once we grow to that capacity regularly in a chapter, then we would look to adding another meeting. And we can certainly facilitate as many meetings in British Columbia as possible to ensure that every woman in British Columbia that is trying to run her own business, that's feeling isolated, that's feeling like she doesn't have a support system, that they will feel that support system, that they will have the opportunity to connect with other women and just learn strategies from each other. We learn strategies, we share tools, and the idea is that we all join in the success of any woman that is finding the success that she wants. And we're all at different parts in our journey. It looks different for every single one of us. For some women, they just want a little bit of extra money. This is like a side hustle. Maybe they have a full-time job, or maybe they're a stay-at-home mom. They want a little extra money just for the dance lessons or the piano lessons or whatever for their children. Or maybe they want a little extra money so that they can go on vacation once a year. And then you have women who are maybe nearing retirement. And as they're nearing retirement, one of the things that so many of us are realizing is that with the economy and with inflation the way it is, that maybe we don't know what our savings are going to do for us. We're never sure like when that next huge jump in inflation is going to happen. And so having something else, and honestly, I don't know what I'd do with myself if I didn't have a business to be running. It's something that gives me life. It's something that gives me joy. And it's something that I want to continue to do. So as you're nearing retirement and you start, again, a little side hustle, it doesn't have to take a lot of time, but it's something that you enjoy and it connects you with other people. And then we have women who have left that workforce. Perhaps during COVID, they lost their job and now they've decided that they want to work for themselves rather than somebody else. They want the security of knowing that someone can't just say to them, you're done. We've got your 2 months notice or 2 weeks notice or whatever it is you get. And that is a huge and terrifying step sometimes. But when you have a community that comes around you, it's just, they help to give you that sense of accomplishment and what you can do. And they relieve the fear and they help build your confidence and self-confidence in yourself and what your abilities are. And as we are learning from each other, our confidence does grow. As we learn from someone who's already been and has become successful and is continuingly successful, we have the confidence knowing we're walking in their footsteps. So mentoring people, women that are coming after us, that are starting businesses and just need to learn those steps. There are so many gurus all over TikTok and Instagram. There's so many different coaches that you can connect with, and you'll find that all of them are so different. And so my suggestion is find someone who has been there before you, knows what they're doing, and can guide you and walk you down that path, and just be mentor for you. I did start doing coaching myself, because as we're walking through this community, as we're following this path in this community, there are a lot of people that just need a little bit of help here and there. And getting myself certified as a coach just allows me to provide my insight confidently. So the community that we have built is absolutely incredible. And the women who are part of the community are wonderful women who are supportive. It's not a requirement in our group that you bring extra people, or that you do referrals for other people, because we believe so much in the building of relationships that we know that's going to happen organically. And that's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a giving referrals for somebody, referring someone that you don't really know is hard, especially for us as women. We like to be authentic. And but once we have grown to know someone, we like them and we trust them. We see their integrity, we see their character, and we know what they put into their business and what they put into their clients, then it's really easy to do referrals. I highly encourage you, if you are a woman in business, number one, I'd love for you to subscribe to this podcast. The women that I will be having as guests will be sharing all kinds of different businesses. They're from all walks of life. There's all sorts of different business types that we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about strategies to be successful. What do you need to know if you want to get started in this business? We're also going to talk about what is the value of networking with other women. And of course, as leader of this group, founder of this group, I believe that there is a huge importance to this. And I believe that all of our chapter leaders feel that as well. We're all feeling this huge benefit to having a community that is British Columbia wide. We have over 1,400 women in our online community, and everybody is so willing to just share and give of their knowledge, give of their time. They're very generous. And so but all networking groups are different. So I highly encourage you, if you've tried networking and you didn't enjoy it, try again. Keep trying different groups. They're all different. As a woman, I prefer the women only, just because we network differently than men do. And for many of us, being in a group, a co-ed group with men and women, can just be a little bit intimidating. And that's okay. That doesn't mean we're wimps. That doesn't mean we're lesser than. It talks to our culture and how it's very patriarchal, and we feel the weight of that sometimes as women. When we're in a room with a lot of men, we can feel very intimidated. And plus, we don't network like they do, so it doesn't feel authentic to us. So where we can get together with other women and we can be our authentic selves. And trust me, when we're in a meeting, we are talking about everything under the sun, all things woman. And we do share about our businesses, but getting to know each other and building relationships is the most important part. And it's amazingly important. much. As you can tell, I am super passionate about these women and about their businesses and about this group and what it means to so many people. So this is why I started this podcast, is because I want to share these women with you. I want to share the insights and the knowledge and the ups and the downs and the joys and the sorrows and the struggles and the accomplishments and everything else that is women in business with you and with all women, that as a woman, you are strong, but as a group of women, we are invincible. We are powerful. We can change things. And as women in business, we have a duty, obligation to the other women who are coming behind us to make sure that we are creating a legacy for all women and letting women know that you can do it. Thanks so much for watching. And I hope to see you again as we start our podcast with our guests. And I know you're going to enjoy it. I know you're going to love these women just as much as I do. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for joining us, and check the notes for information about our guest. I invite you to join us at the BC Women's Business Network to meet many more amazing women. Hit the subscribe button and join us again next time on Elevating Women in Business.